All right. Hey, everybody. We are Hari and Alexey. We are from a company you can see by the color, a bit of yellow and red, DHL. And we are from IT internal supplier API team. We are focusing on DPDHL priorities related to digitalization, specifically in the area of API. And today we will talk about how our team provided new dimensions for DHL API management in the areas of resiliency, security, and so on. So we will, for those of you who attended the previous session with Carsten Wagner, who is our colleague and internal customer, it will be a bit of continuation of what he presented a moment ago. All right, so in terms of agenda, we will quickly go through a couple of topics today related to introduction of resilient API management solution in DPDHL. And we will start with a bit of a history, why we're introducing that and how the API management was done before in DPDHL. We will continue a bit more with the more specifics of what we've done this year. And of course, we will try to bring you a bit of value from the perspective of sharing lessons learned, how we did it and what we learned on the way. And also we will end with the next steps because our journey is not ending and we hope to continue in 2024 and we'll share with you a bit of insights what we're going to do next. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. And as mentioned, it's interesting to see how and just a moment. Yeah, we can support our group movements and our group strategic priorities in the areas of IT. And specifically, if you potentially seen some stakeholders presentation, shareholder presentation of DHL, DHL is putting some focus in IT area on a couple of things, right? Improving user and developer in our case, because we're serving our developers' experience, increasing and improving IT solutions resiliency and security, as well as increasing the hybrid cloud adoption. I'll quickly go through each and every topic, and developer experience is very important, specifically because we are coming from internal IT supply organization. We are not doing much of the logistics per se. We are not moving boxes. We are practically doing IT in our teams. And for us, it's very important to be more efficient and provide to our customers, internal customers, the value as soon as possible. In terms of solutions resiliency and security is a big topic, I believe, for each and every enterprise nowadays. And our initiative aims to deliver resilient network and infrastructure solutions to allow our business to operate during some turbulent times, right? And hybrid cloud adoption, this is interesting topic because we in DPDHL started with one cloud vendor strategy. And now for us to avoid the vendor lock-in and increase the speed of innovations, we would like to see how we can adopt more usage of different clouds. And the good news here is that based on these priorities, we were actually not far with our API initiatives to meet them. And we also had a direct correlation with what IT industry is saying to us, right? For example, Gartner IT Trends and DORA, Google State of the DevOps report, actually confirming that those priorities, which I just mentioned, very well fit into the industry priorities and industry trends for 2023 and beyond. All right, moving on to the next slide. We quickly would like to share with you the genesis of API management and how API management actually started in DHL. And the first significant milestone was back in 2009 when the Cisco gateway was acquired and we rolled it out for global use. And we thought actually that that was it. For quite some time, you can see quite a gap between 2009 and 2017. Nevertheless, after 2017, we speed up significantly, right? So fortunately for us, right, so the Axway API management was very interesting solution. and prompted a bit of understanding that API management is needed in DPDHL. And then from 2019, when actually Karsten's team started to adopt Google APG, we progressed from there quite rapidly. And interestingly enough to say is that in 2020, we started to have first thoughts on how we can improve usage and adoption of internal APIs, because in 2019, the Google APG was first rolled out mostly for external APIs, customer-facing APIs. And we started with some of their attempts to try different gateways in 2020. And at the end, we look at 2022, and we selected APG Hybrid, offering from Google to be our platform of choice to complement our main API management solution, which is APG Software as a Service, which was adopted already in 2019. Yeah, so, and we thought after having looking at this journey, that the next natural step here could be to improve further our resilience and security, as well as developer experience, moving forward from 2022 to 2023 with our internal resilient hybrid cloud API management solution, which we internally call an API Hub. And fortunately enough, that was a very good fit into our strategic priorities, which are on the next slide already. What I mentioned at the beginning, that DevSecOps services, security and resilience, as well as hybrid cloud adoption, that's all we've seen that we can achieve and try by rolling out our API Hub initiative. And we looked at that and we said, okay, that is terrific fit, and we can help organizations to dig deeper into these areas with relevant pilots. And from the other side, we as API Hub team seen this an opportunity to get some fast track access to infrastructure resources, because it's on the priority list of the company. You always know that you can get more for less if it's a priority for senior management here. All right, and what I think I will hand over to Hari, who will guide you through details of the technical setup which we had in terms of our API Hub journey here.
So the slide 8. Slide 8.
Sorry?
Because I had slide 9.
Slide 8. Yeah.
Wait. Give us a moment.
Thank you. Good, Harry. Yeah.
Because I don't have a text for this one.
Oh, all right. Slide 8. Sorry. Or just, it's like live broadcast. So, guys, apologies for that. You see, we didn't prepare that in terms of robotic voices. So we are real. We are not artificial intelligence.
Definitely not AI. We're thinking about this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah. I mean, you can carry on the.
Yeah, I can carry on that slide. So you can see here that what we've done with the API Hub architecture and our resilience and hybrid cloud. We said that, okay, we are not satisfied anymore with the local deployment of API Hub in one cloud. We thought that it will be great, especially for this use case, which I mentioned, to achieve their multi-cloud resiliency, is just to provide the deployment in multiple clouds and multiple regions. As you can see here, maybe you can recognize some of the icons which belongs to or denote the Google Cloud or OpenShift on premises, as well as Azure. So we were fortunate enough to have this infrastructure by DPDHL already supported. So what we've done, we used this secured network which we have, because we have all these cloud providers within the security perimeter of DPDHL on so-called private endpoints. So we deployed API Hub and internal DHL network, as well as in so-called Azure Connect and Google Connect, which is, in other words, is just Azure and Google landing zones. And we also deployed it in a resilient mode in different regions. So it's not only in Europe, it's also in Asia and America. So it's full resiliency across cloud vendors as well as different regions. Okay, maybe just the last thing here to say on the picture, that you can see that we are not just doing this deployment of API Hub or API management solution in isolation to prove the resiliency capabilities. We also connecting the internal systems for our developers, what I mentioned, by improving the developer experience. And you can potentially recognize some of the system which you use as well, like, for example, GitHub, Jira, and Confluence. And we wanted to expose, and we did expose, these systems API, and they're already used by our internal developers to automate their provisioning and daily life. Thank you. And now I will hand over to her.
Thank you, Alexey. And after the beautiful intro, let's witness the resilience of API Hub in action across different cloud providers and locations. So we prepared a short demo, insightful video, actually, demonstrating the happy scenario. So watch how API calls elegantly dance in a round robin across our Apigee instances in 3 distinct clouds: Google Cloud, Azure Cloud, and OpenShift on-premise. I think here we have an issue with the video, so I'm putting an annotation. Maybe we have to add it extra. Add video in 11, slide 9. And I'm moving on to the next then.
Yeah, video was wonderful. Ari, thank you.
Definitely. And now for a dose of reality. We'll showcase a not so happy scenario this time in this video. Here we simulate a disaster situation, and we can observe how when one cloud provider experiences a complete eclipse or a downtime, our API traffic gracefully pirouettes to an Apigee instance hosted in another cloud provider. And also here, slide 10, I'll send you the video to incorporate. So in the meantime, we will take down a Google Cloud hosting, and Azure will take it over. So as you see, the calls are getting redirected as we speak. And then in an effort to make it even worse, we will take down the Azure Cloud hosting, and on-premises OpenShift will take it over. So by the later part and at the end of the video, we have enabled Google Cloud, and the load balancer decides which offering is best for the end customer, Google Cloud or OpenShift. And having said that one, we will move to the next one. It's about our lessons learned, basically. And I think that one took us quite a pain in tears, Alexey, right? Talking about how we learned our lessons here. But definitely it was a very fruitful engagement. And I think that our pilot was not just a project, but a journey of discovery, unveiling some intriguing areas for improvement. And let me share a few key insights that we unearthed. Firstly, the concept of hybrid cloud not only proved its viability, but also shone brilliantly in certain scenarios, like enhancing resilience in the organization. It's like finding a hidden gem in a vast sea of technology, if we want to put it that poetically. However, this treasure comes with its own map of complexities. The network setup within the hybrid cloud can be quite a labyrinth, especially when our North Star is security. And I think it's all about security when we're talking about solutions in the cloud and so on. This has been a valuable lesson for us, and shedding light on how we can streamline the network onboarding while steadfastly upholding security. We're moving on to the speed of onboarding. And we realize there is a road yet to travel to harmonize the user's experience and further automate the provisioning process for our developers. So Conway's Law has been our guide here, reminding us that our systems and processes often mirror our organizational structure. And true to this wisdom, we've noticed that with different teams handling on-premises and cloud matters. Creating a seamless provisioning experience is akin to orchestrating a symphony. It calls for some harmonious changes in our approach, definitely. And in essence, our pilot was a mirror reflecting both our strengths and the paths we need to pave for a more integrated and efficient future. And about future as well, when things don't look so bright, we probably, with cloud, we can make it an even more happy journey for everyone. And as we're approaching at the end of our session, and going through our next steps, right? What we believe our next steps are. As we briefly touched upon in our previous slide, 2024 beacons us with a thrilling and promising path. Our journey is marked with goals that not just aim to reach new heights, but also to enrich the daily lives of our developers. Imagine a world where they have seamless API access to our internal tools, turning their challenges into effortless triumphs. Our voyage doesn't stop there, no matter what. We are set to harness the cutting-edge advances offered by our vendors like Google Apigee. And picture this, API security transformed and elevated through the power of AI, like a guardian angel for our digital assets. And there is more. Having blazed the trail in hybrid cloud setups, we're not just going to bask in our success. Instead, we're excited to pass the torch and share our hard-earned wisdom with other teams. That's probably why we're here to network with you. Together, we will strive to standardize and automate the provisioning process even further. It's like setting the stage for a grand performance where every element is orchestrated to perfection. Definitely, we know in our world that perfection is our compass here. We strive for perfection. And for 2024, we're not just moving forward, we're aiming to revolutionize the way we empower our teams and fortify our systems. So it's a journey of transformation, collaboration, and innovation. And thank you for being with us in this beautiful 20 minutes of a presentation, and happy to touch base with you in the future. Thank you.